The 2026 World Cup is the biggest football tournament ever staged. And before a single ball was kicked, before a single player laced up a boot, something happened in a room full of tiny plastic balls that decided nearly everything. Who plays who gets easy, who gets destroyed. The draw. Most people watched it. Far fewer actually understood what was going on. So let's fix that. Fast. Here's the thing about the 2026 World Cup. It's not the tournament you grew up watching. FIFA didn't just add a few teams and call it a day. They blew the whole thing up. 48 teams instead of 32, 3 host nations instead of 1, 12 groups instead of 8, and a brand new round of 32 that nobody had ever seen at a World Cup before. Everything changed, which means the draw, the system that organizes all of it, had to change too. So how does it actually work? It starts with the pots. Think of the pots like a sorting mechanism. Before the draw even begins, FIFA takes all 48 qualified teams and divides them into 4 groups called Pot 1, Pot 2, Pot 3, and Pot 4. 12 teams in each pot. The rule is simple. The better your FIFA world ranking, the higher your pot. Pot 1 is the elite. Pot 4 is, well, the rest. Here's where it gets interesting. The 3 host nations, the United States, Canada, and Mexico, automatically go into Pot 1. Not because of their rankings, because they're the hosts. In theory, that's tradition. In practice, it means Canada and Mexico got seeded alongside Spain and Argentina despite ranking nowhere near them. Nobody said it was perfectly fair. It never is. Pot 1 ended up looking like this. The 3 hosts plus Spain, Argentina, France, England, Brazil, Portugal, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany. The 9 best-ranked nations on the planet plus 3 countries that just happen to be hosting the party. Now, the draw itself. Each of the 12 groups gets exactly 1 team from each pot. So every group has 1 Pot 1 giant, 1 Pot 2 challenger, 1 Pot 3 dark horse, and 1 Pot 4 underdog. The idea is that every group has a spread. Some quality, some danger, some chaos. No group is completely one-sided. In theory. In practice, some groups still looked borderline terrifying because Pot 2 included teams like Croatia, Morocco, Colombia, and Uruguay.
Those are not soft draws. A Pot 1 team could end up in a group with 3 genuinely dangerous sides and spend the entire group stage in a cold sweat. But there's a twist, and this twist changes everything about how you think about the tournament. In previous World Cups, only the top 2 teams from each group advanced. 3rd place? You're done. Go home. But in 2026, with 12 groups running simultaneously, that rule changed. The top 2 from every group automatically advance. That's 24 teams. Then FIFA takes the best 8 third-place finishers from across all 12 groups and lets them in too. That's 32 teams total moving into the knockout stage, 2/3 of the entire field. This sounds simple. It isn't, because it means finishing 3rd in your group is no longer a death sentence. If you grab 4 points, win 1, draw 1, lose 1, you might still survive. Suddenly, every match in every group matters right to the final whistle. There's no fixture you can afford to write off. No easy night where a Pot 4 team just hands you 3 points and goes home quietly. Pot 4 teams know this.
They're not just showing up anymore. Now, here's the other major new thing FIFA introduced specifically for 2026. The top 4 teams in the world rankings, Spain, Argentina, France, and England, were deliberately placed on separate sides of the draw, like tennis seeding at Wimbledon. The idea is that if all 4 of them win their groups and keep advancing, Spain and Argentina can't meet before the final. France and England can't meet before the semifinals. The tournament protects its biggest matchups for the biggest stages, which is genuinely smart. Nobody wants the best game of the tournament to happen in the round of 16 by accident. There's also the Confederation Rule. Teams from the same region are generally kept apart in the group stage. You won't see Brazil and Argentina in the same group. You won't see England, France, and Germany battling each other from day one. FIFA wants the groups to be international matchups, not regional grudge matches. The exception, predictably, is Europe, because Europe sent the most teams, and sometimes they simply have to share a group.
But FIFA keeps that to a minimum. 6 teams at the time of the draw hadn't even qualified yet. They came through playoffs after the draw was held, so those slots appeared in the pots as placeholders. Teams that were already drawn knew the shape of their group before knowing the exact opponent in one of the spots. Welcome to modern football administration. So what does all of this actually mean once the tournament starts? It means this is the most complicated path to a World Cup trophy in history. The champion has to win 8 games, not 7, 8. Group stage, round of 32, round of 16, quarterfinal, semifinal, final. Every extra match is another opportunity to get injured, get unlucky, get eliminated. The margin for error is smaller than ever. And the draw is the first moment where you can feel that, where you look at a group and think, okay, someone credible is going home in 3 games. We started with 4 pots, 12 groups, and 48 plastic balls.
What we ended up with is a bracket that will take 2 months to resolve, where a third-place team can survive and a top seed can stumble, where the biggest matches are engineered to happen on the biggest stages, and where the draw itself tells you almost everything about who has a real chance and who was simply hoping for a miracle. The draw didn't just set the groups, it set the narrative. And now, we find out if it holds.